the great thing about the newspapers is when you do a story, it's in there forever, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah,
it's in there forever. So the great thing is you go to the place, can I have such and such a date, go in, pay a couple of quid, come and get the proof. Proof, guys. Got the proof. In schools, in the area. This is 2009. Both of them, I'll read them on there. There's one on there. Taxman's on a new journey. This crank keeps coming all the time. We know it's that fat, stupid idiot. That little fat pudding with it. Yeah. Looks like a girl. Fat pudding keeps coming on saying, can you prove it? Can you prove it? Can you prove it? Well, you were actually at three of them with us. Little crank. So stop trying to make me look like I'm some liar or something, because it's not going to work, because I've got the 2 stories here and I've got another 4 upstairs in the other papers. And there's another 2 on, no, there's another 4 on the internet. You put my name in. Talking in schools. Idiot. And the rehab, what was it called? Whitby Street. Went to Whitby Street, didn't we, with the kid, and got him in the rehab. Mm-hmm. Then we went to another one over at Hartlepool where it was for place like young kids who was like 16 to 21, and then they only lived there till then the social services moved on and get them a job and stuff. We went and spoke to 6 of them and a young girl, but they were a bit shy. And the young lad wouldn't come upstairs, and then all the teachers were there. It was great. We all sat around in the room. Big load of chairs out in the front, dead comfortable ones, and we were all having a laugh. We were there for about 2 hours. They loved it, the kids.
Yeah, do you want me to read a couple of these out with your hand? Freedom, called Bunsey, Rich Tea Biscuit. I'll
just do it while you're out. If it says me, give me something else. Well, I just do it myself.
Yeah.
Abby Lee, are you love you okay? Grim Smith. Glenn Copp, I haven't seen you for a bit, Glenn. Rob, hello, brother. Always a pleasure. Simon Page, another great lad. Bungie Bra, loads of shit on here. We got you back, family. Thank you very much, mate. Colin Maguire, little Colin. You okay, Colin? And Emma and Bri, okay, yes. Thank you. Weird City. Are you all right, son? Rich T, Biscuit 78. How are you doing? Anthony Rowbotham. I know a few Rowbothams from Middlesbrough, from Hartlepool. Weird City again. Lord Henry. I think we're going to have a few cranks on that. Obviously, that little fat pudding. Barnsley B. A bunch of dibbies, mate. That's what they are. We all know it's that crank, the little jealous fucker. You're jealous to death because the movie's coming out. It's the Sayers movie's coming out, and that we're all in it, and he's got nothing to do with it. That's what it's all to do with that, and it's all to do with obviously who's doing well on here. 100,000 people in a week. I think it was 70,000 in a week. People been on. I think it's 100,000 people in 10 days have been on here. 188,000, I think it is, in 2 weeks. It's driving around the fucking bend. You can't handle it. So he couldn't get 200,000 people in a fucking 3 years, and mine 2 weeks. So it's driving around the bend. Glenn Monagh, you okay? Still in the Santa suit. Freedom, all the best. God bless you, son. Glenn Monagh again. Racing Lady. How you, Racing Lady? You all right? Ed from Edinburgh. Neil Durrance. Rob. Colin Monagh. Rock. A few lives in sheltered accommodation, Church Street. Yeah, that's the one, mate. I went there, yeah. You and about, we were in the just off Church Street. We were at, that's what it is, yeah. It's just in Whitby Street, isn't it? We went there with the lad who was in the army. We were walking down the street. It was a summer's day, me and Emma. It was in Stockton, and he come running up to us. And usually it's the part where they all go, can you lend us a pound, Brad? Can you lend us a pound? Well, people are on heroin. It's always for a cup of coffee, but it isn't. It's to make a 10 rups so they can get a tenner bag. So anyway, I said, don't ask me money. If you want something to eat, I'll get you something to eat. So I went and got him Kentucky. We sat down and he said, look, I want to go in the rehab, but I'm really desperate. I'm ex-army. He said, I can't take the crack no more. I'm suicidal. And he said, I live off, what was it called? That's the street. Big road. And there was a pub there and I'll tax somebody there. can't remember the big long road in what the fuck's it called? The Rotner Park, I think it's near Rotner Park. It's called. I can't remember the name of the fucking street. It's massive. Well, big Victorian houses in Stockton. Oh, fucking hell, Yorkshire. No, I can't think of it anyway. So he said, "Oh, can you get us in?" Anyway, we took him round to where he was. It was like a hovel. So he had to go through a side window to get in the house. So I think he must have been like sneaked in like a squatter. So he got his jacket and bits and bobs, come in the car with us. So we took him to we got him home to here. We phoned up the church and we phoned a few people. So we phoned the lad from there, the Scouser lad from Whitby Street in Hartlepool. I said, "Look, we've got an ex-army lad here. He wants to go and he volunteer to come in." I said, "There's one place left, but you need to get him in by tomorrow because he's got to get COVID tests." Fucking hell. So we went around the places where you get the COVID test. You can't, we have to do it today, and it takes 24 hours, I think, to come back at 48. And anyway, I remember we were going down there in Middlesbrough, Cannon Park, and there was one there. And he went, "Oh, big black lad, where the doors, yeah, so he went, how are you doing?" I went, "All right." He said, "He's looking a good big fella," and having a chat with him anyway, before I got bad. So I said, "Look, I need a favour." I said, "I need him to get COVID. So I can give him one now." I said, "I need it back by before tomorrow at a certain time because he's got to get checked and got to be passed so he can go in." He said, "Leave it with me." Gone. Next day, 4 in the morning, he's passed, don't worry. Went down, got the thing, code number and all that shit. Went to Whitby Street, give it to the man there, passed it, and we've got him in the rehab. He was over the mum, so she bought him big load of baccy, two pouches, cigarette papers and all that stuff. We give him 20 quid to go in there with, and we give him we bought him a couple of meals and he stayed with like for the day. And we got him in Whitby Street. But when he went to all the big lads on the front, "Right, big Brian. I said, "Does a favour, he's my cousin." I said, "He's ex-army." I said, "Oh, I'm ex-army, all right." And I said, "We look after him." And of course we will, Brian, we'll all look after him. And we got him in there. And these are trying to say I'm making it up. Fucking this crank, that little fat crank, trying to say I'm making it up. So this one here, I'll read it myself. It was busy. So, on a new journey, a former nightclub doorman and earned the nickname the Taxman for shaking down the drug dealers to appear in a new book and TV on British TV crime. Brian Cockerill, who grew up in Hartlepool, has the nickname of the Taxman for tax and drug dealers. He features alongside other notorious crime figures in the Faces book, a photographic journey through the underworld. It has been produced by best-selling crime writer Bernard O'Mahony, author of The Essex Boys. Brian 47, who was also interviewed on camera by Bernard at the cafe in Ferry Hill, because what he done, he did a book where it was just all pictures. I'm on one side like that, my hands up, 2 pictures of me and Tyson Fury's the other side of me, and Paddy Doherty's in it, and all the loads of people are in it. So he was also on camera in Ferry Hill. What he done, he bought Ferry Hill. Ferry Hill's a little place on the way to Spennymoor, Newcastle way. He bought it. It was a little cafe. It was nice, but he sold it now. So on screen is a bit where I'm getting out in the documentary where I'm getting out in the Range Rover. That was the Essex boy. That was him. Brian from Hartlepool. Hold on. From Hartlepool said he can't do it. He said, "I can't do it without the tax." Bernard said he can't do it without the tax man from the northeast. So he came up to get me. I've turned my back on crime these days. I try to help kids and giving talks in schools and training them in boxing. It is a dangerous life. The tax man. Most of my friends have been shot. So there it is there. There it is there, and the fucking name black and white in the paper. There it is in there. I'll show you how it's at. Talks in schools. Fucking terrible. You have to fucking go through these fucking cranks in it all the time. They drive you fucking around the bend. Yeah, talks in schools. Need the blue bit at the bottom there. Need that blue bit. Terrible unit you got to do. Need the blue bit. You'll see it. So talks in the schools, right? And then this one is the documentary about Roll Moat. So this one goes on. Feared bare knuckle fighter, show gun crime this weekend. Nightclub doorman Brian Cockerill has previously featured another had a really violent life and lived in Hartlepool until he was 17. When he was 80, actually. The new documentary, Britain's Good Nation, crime problem. 45-year-old he got his drug dealers and delivered some justice to the crooks. And in an interview in Gun Nation, it goes on about the guns, and it says Hartlepool, so you see, yes, went from Hartlepool to Eton. Just find a bit there. So about when you got someone trying to shoot me with a shotgun. Hold on. I can't really fucking see, mate. Oh, yeah. I can't really fucking see. Fucking pitch black, that fucking computer shite. Nation, it's just this. I can't see. I can't see a fucking thing. Gun Nation, yeah, Brian. We'll speak with available about the guns in the northeast following his role manhunt. Brian, 45, of Hartlepool, nearly got shot with a shotgun, was pointed at him. I have been shot before, and they asked me, is there a problem with guns in Teesside? So I'll go past that bit. Because of that firearms farm, yeah, because of the farming industry, what I said is because this farmer's got loads of land where this farm will break in farmers' buildings and pin shotguns and use them since used on them. Trying to find school bit, so don't do your anything. Yeah, he is, yeah. The 23-stone Brian says that he got his name through fighting with fists and nothing else. He never used any weapons. All he ever used is his fist upon other people. Brian has recently met with children and pupils in a school in Middlesbrough. So there it is there again. Right under all modes, you can see it. You can see there. You can see it just under all modes. Crank, you fucking crank. Now, what are you going to say now, crank? Hey, what are you going to say now, you crank? Just under the roll mode bit, guys, you can see it. Met in schools. Recently met in schools. Fucking divvy. There's you fucking shut up, blabbermouth. Blabbermouth, shut up. I love it when it fucking when it comes back together. Absolutely fucking destroys them all to circle it over. That's why I went there to do it, because my hands are fucked. Weapons. Recently there is there. There you go, guys. The bit there with a circle that you can see. And why? What have I done? Went down and got to reprint the fucking paper from 19. You see where the circle is? I love it though. I love it when I do that. It fucking absolutely fries the fucking brain. There's a circle bit somewhere. You'll see it. You see the circle? I don't know if you can read the bastard. Can't fucking see it, that's what I'm thinking. So it's on there anyway. Fucking hell. There. Getting better now. It's fucking not hard to see. It's on there anyway. Just on there. Brian's met recently in schools with children, it says. I can't get the work sheet, might write it better. And that other one's on there. I'm sure that one might be better. Tiny bit writing, isn't it? There, that one there. You see there, schools. That one's easy for you to read, I think. Just above my finger there, to say it says schools. Got to fuck up about it there. You can see that one. I've recently went into schools. The kids, daft cunt. Now how clever are you? You write a fucking mug now, don't you? So 2 papers there, 2 different times, one 2009, one 2008. So if I haven't done it, if I was doing it then, right? How am I fucking still doing it now, you moron? Because I got checked then, they've been checked now, you fucking backward twit. There you are, you fuck twit. Now go and sit on that now, fuck you. Fucking scumbag. Off road to get some glasses. I got glasses, Sean. I just can't use them because steam up one ear as well. You can't do them. But it's there anyway. You can see them there, both newspapers. But the thing is, if you type in the Middle of the Evening Gazette, Brian Croft talks to kids in schools, you'll see Charlie's just this daft cunt. That little fat pudding fucking looks like a lesbian. Fucking pudding head. Pudding and pie. Fucking Susan Boyle looks like. Fucking smack rat. It's him who's doing it all. A little crank because he can't still on bail. Still on their police investigation for a crank. Now I've got a video when we'll be going up soon. Somebody's brought it forward. I've said to him, if you come to my house with violence, I'll meet violence. Going to kill my wife, going to kill my dog, going to kill my brother, going to rape my wife. I'll kill you, you cunt, in anger for the petrol bombs and fire bombs and being shot in my house. I've said that. I've been arrested within an hour, a couple of hours of saying it. This fucking scumbag, a young kid from South Bank, who works in South Bank, but he lives in Stokesay, bought 2 DVDs off him. And then 2 DVDs, and because they were made in Holland, said the electric's different or something, or the format, they put them on. They only lasted 2 minutes 56 seconds. They were 20 quid each. So he lived around the corner from him, about 5-minute walk. He went, Jamie, he said, look, we've been arguing for about 3 or 4 weeks. I need the money because he said he's 20 quid, and he went straight on. They got the 20 quid off the kid, and he walked straight into the drug dealer who does the blows up there, the diazepam, and spent the fucking money. That's where the money went. £20 strips of fucking bills sitting there all night, just popping them. So the lad, I want my money. I know exactly what you done with my money. I know you went to such and such's house because I seen you go. I seen you dealing on the doorstep because I only live two doors away from him. So it's in a cul-de-sac. He has a caravan, the lad. And he said, I want my money back for these DVDs after the Hole in the Moon and whatever the fucking other one's called. He said, they don't work. They only go until 2 minutes 56. He said, you've had them. Stop telling lies. Getting fuck all and all that. So anyway, he started arguing with the lad. He said, come meet me. I'll come and meet me then. So the lad went out because I left from South Bank to just go and meet him in case he comes and smash your windows. He's on about coming on the house. I've got 2 little girls. One was about 8-year-old, one's about 9-year-old in the fucking house trying to come round and fucking smash his windows. Fucking prick. And this kid's like that, like a fucking bag of bones. So the kid's gone round and said, look, he had a big American bulldog, beautiful dog. And the dog's going to try to bite him. So anyway, put the dog away. And he's going, he's doing that with him, with his hand, the daft cunt, tinfoil. Put him up, like the Wizard of Oz. I said, she just fucking slapped him like Dorothy and he started crying, wasn't he? Like, remember the Toto when she slaps the cowardly lion? That's you fucking coward. So anyways, want to fight this kid who's about 9 stone. He's about fucking 16 stone, fat cunt. So the kid's like said, I just want my money, or I want you to change them, just give me the new ones. He'd already done them all, and then he sold them all over, fucking dodgy cunt, all over the country, sold them all over, made thousands of them, ripped everyone off, fucking slink on a slink. So he's going to him, right, see you, I'm coming to your fucking house at the moment with my mate who's a cage fighter. I'm going to fucking kill you. I'm going to kill you in front of your wife and kids. About 6 times he says it. I've got that going up. How the fuck can he not get arrested? And I can get arrested for saying nothing compared to, I'm coming round your house in the morning. I said, if you come to my house, and I've been arrested, he's saying, I'm going to fucking kill you. I'm bringing my friend round your house in the morning, and I'm going to fucking kill you in front of your kids. He's screaming on the full video's on. You can scream. You can see him fully. I fought this when I was in the ABAs and all that fucking shit. Nothing happens to him. He's a fucking snitch. Cheers, freedom. So he's on there, and then he's on another one where you've seen the other one in the snooker centre. Absolute appalling state of him. And then there's another one where he's going, I'll fight you to Dale Brendan Hyde. And Dale's got stage 4 cancer. He's going, I'm going to piss on your grave. I'm going to shit on your grave. And he said, I hope the 100 phone calls a week I'm giving you will make you stress more and you die of cancer. You die quicker than the cancer. What I think to say to some. So then he said, and did you like all the ambulances and fire engines and the police cars and the funeral directors and all that come to your door, and that's me doing that every day. And that happens to him. So anyway, fucking he offered Dale out, and Dale was really poorly. So Dale went, I'll fight you now then. He said, I'll stab your dog. So Dale said, I'll fucking stab you. So he cut that bit out about Dale and went down, crying, please don't go in the band's going to hurt me. He's really going to kill my wife and me. And listen, I've got him recorded. Listen, officer, please help me. got him a man stage 4 cancer arrested. It's fucking sick in the fucking head he is. So what's happening now? The jealousy's come on because I've done the movie with Stephen Michael, and the Sayers movie's coming out soon. The jealousy's killed him because he's been banging that drum like that Paul Sykes movie for 10 years and not one fucking single camera's been seen. Not even a fucking Polaroid's been seen in the area. Absolute shite. There's no Paul Sykes movie. It never was, it never will be. Hey, Steve Shannon, Off-Road, Hope You're Okay. Paul Cresswell, Simon Page, Autistic Man, the Flea's flying in here tonight, Gabby Gray, Grey Ships, Steve Shannon, yeah, the Rats. Cheers, Steve. Thanks very much. Love your son. 146 on. Don't forget to push the like buttons. 25 thumbs up. 26 as I open my mouth. And Bunsy B, how you, son? Anyone go fishing on here? Don't start fucking fishing. Fucking fishing. She woke me up there. She went, I was knackered. I didn't go to sleep till late last night. I was fucking absolutely boiling. I was in the sun too long. So I'm on the bed with the dog, fucking boiling. So, next minute, she's come and woke me up. She went, oh, I've made you some fish and chips. I was, when you wake up, you don't want fish and chips, do you? As soon as you wake out of bed, you want maybe a bit of toast, a bit of egg or something, or a bit of a breakfast or something. But fish and chips with all red sauce and thing. I went, cheers, love. But I looked at the fish. I went, this isn't fucking. You've got this out the river. You've got this out the river fucking teas, haven't you? You've had Eli down. He's caught this out the fucking the teas, isn't he? Or you've got made a makeshift fucking spearing in the Bear Grylls. This isn't fucking fish. It was flat as fuck. So I said, Eli, here, son. And she wasn't looking. Here, son, he went. And fucking ran out. He ran out the fucking room. He stopped playing. It's still upstairs. It fucking stinks. It's nothing to do with the fish. That has never seen a fucking fish in its life. It might have been fucking in a box going past the fish down the river. That has never been in the river in its fucking life. That's not fish. It's just fucking a load of made up crumbly fucking meat and sprayed with fucking fish, I think. Fucking fish. I went, oh, I've been knowing you repeat. It's repeating on me all the fucking time. So what's going on with him now is, because we're flying, we've had, like I said, 100,000 people in 10 days, 190,000 in 2 weeks on the channel. He's like, this channel's dead 2 weeks ago. It's fucking killing him. It's killing him. So that's what he is. He's jealous to death. So I've also been, the movie, this is Birmingham's finished, like I said, it's out in November. I'll go there to the premiere in November. This is Birmingham 2, going to be filmed at the end of this year. Probably filming next year as well. It'll be out the next year. And not the next year, but the next. The Taxman movie is going to be getting done, but we're trying to get it through Netflix with Lee Waterloo's connection. He's with all the top fucking. He's like a proper elite. He's done Lenny McLean's, all the top boys he's done, and his books has been on. You get a certain place down the London Something's Camp's called, where your books are presented on a platform where movie directors go in and filmmakers go in and things like that, and they look at them and they think, oh, I could make a movie out of that. And so the book's going to be in there where it's where the top people look at it, but you only get in there if you're the top writer. I mean, this lad, Lee Watt, he's written for Penguin. They're the biggest book company in the world. There's no one bigger. John Blake Publishing, he works for them. They're worth hundreds of millions of pounds. So they're the type of people I'm working with now. And when you work with them, John, he's on the phone. Hey, John, hi, big fella, you all right? And yeah, can I get such a, yeah, no problem, Brian. Just phone through him, but guys, no problem. Or can I get the invoice? Yeah, I'll have it straight out for you. Every 6 months, you get an invoice off them because they're a professional firm. When I went to court with Tinfoil and his boss, Rob Brent, he went, Your Honour, I've asked Mr. Cockerill for 3 or 4 times now. How do you send invoices? I said, Your Honour, may I speak? Because we're obviously on the phone. Because there was no covert was on, they're all closed down. So we had to do it on telephone meet. I said, Your Honour, I find that very strange that an international, because he's got Mildown bargains, like a shop from China, like a pound shop, and he's got another one that like sells phones and things, fucking all fucking shite, all con. So he said, I find it very strange. He said, I do myself, Mr. Cockerill. So he went on the computer. He went, you know why you find it very strange, Mr. Cockerill? He said, because he said, I understand what you mean now. I said, how does he not know how to send an invoice when anyone who has a business has to know the incomings and the outgoings of what's in the business? And I spent 15 quid a day for a meal. You put that down, well, you put everything down to tax. Your tax, you get refunds and stuff. So when he said he pretended he went down there. Obviously, he fiddled with the old £15,000. He pretended he went down and he interviewed Tyson Fury and gave them the money. No, that would be, you would get a receipt for £15,000, wouldn't you? Any fucking right mind would. He's giving 15 grand out of a carrier bag in his pocket. You couldn't put 15 grand in your pocket. You can get 2 or 3 grand in your pocket, not 15, not in a million years. So that proves he's never had that type of money. But he got 3 grand off a Lee Duffy book, and that's how he got his house. And then he's calling Carl Edwards, who's fucking Lee Duffy's partner, and slagging Lee and slagging me. I'll run there, and I'm not doing any more gangster books. That's me finished with him. No, we've finished with you, you daft cunt. I've exposed you. I've proved to the courts. The courts have exposed you. And this is what all this vendetta is about, because you cannot do any more books, you little crank. No one wants to know you. You're hiding in the middle of nowhere. You daren't come out. You shite yourself. And everywhere you go and you're getting seen, you've been knocked out 4, 5, 6 times. The Travellers have knocked you out. They've chased you up fucking Stokesy 4 times. You've been chased out of Middlesbrough. You've been battered at Nunthorpe. You've been battered in Eston twice. You finished in Teesside. The South Bank lads are after you. The Dormanstown, the Grangetown lads, all after you. You go there. Groveville lads have all told you, fucking don't come to Groveville, because he's going to do a book on Brian Clough. And they went, come to Groveville and see what happens here. About 6 of them come out on camera and went, you fucking come keep away from Groveville, you crank. So they all came out, told the fuck off. You won't do it. The book about Brian Clough will never work, because my Frank was a footballer, my Uncle Frank, and he knows his son and his grandson. And he said, they're still alive, you see. So they've got, why would a name that big, Brian Clough, have to go to a crank like him? Did he crank, or wouldn't he pay you? Look at poor old Marty Joseph Turner. He paid him like £43 for a book that he done from boys to champs, young boys off the street into champions, like Cornelius Cardwell, champion, and robbed that old man, 77-year-old, he died. 2 years, he got tortured and bullied off that cunt every day. He was sending him gay porn, because he hacked his phone. Can I lend your phone, Marty, just to download some stuff? So he sent all Matty's input to his Shirley's phone, and they had all Matty's phone. His 85-year-old his 85-year-old sister up from Canada, and his 84-year-old sister from fucking Australia, and torturing his old women on the phone, 4 and 5. He's a crank, he's a fucking divvy, he's not a boxer. He was touching all the kids up in the boxing gym and all that. It's just a fucking vile. It's always touching kids up, or molesting kids, or fucking raping people. It's all he comes out with, lies. Just a fucking crank. And the first thing he does is when he falls out here, I'm going to bum your dog. You know why he comes out with that? I'm going to bum your dog from? Because when Paul Sykes was in jail, Peter Fury, I did the interview with Savannah Marshall, world champion, heavyweight champion, and she's also the world middleweight champion, took 2 belts. She's got a lovely lady from Hartlepool. So we did an interview on here, did a podcast, and I was telling him about training. He said, Brian knows his stuff. Really, Peter said, I was really shocked how much he knows. He said, I like the bit where you run up the hill and all that stuff. He said, instead of running on the flat, and he said, really knows his stuff. So they did that with us, but he's now trying to say he's doing a book on, because I had there on. He said he was getting, somebody else was coming on, Vicky Ack was coming on. They're just all fucking lies. He just makes stories as he comes out of his head. You know, oh, I've got Ricky Hatton coming, man. Oh, Mike Tyson's phoned me. He said, I've got to go to Hollywood, pick him up, and we're going to start the book. Well, Mike Tyson's going to live in Hollywood. My friend, David Ashton, is a barrister for me. He's from London, but he lives in America. He lives in Texas. Now, Mike Tyson lives in Arizona. So how the fuck can you pick him up from Hollywood and he lives in Arizona and do a book in Hollywood? You just talk shit. What you don't do is your due diligence. I do all my due diligence. I've got the proof of the newspapers where I was in. There's the papers there. Right, both papers are there. And then you go on the internet, you can see. We went in another place. You with us, you little fucking crank. We went in it, and the news, TFM or something, or BBC, I don't know which one it was, from Middlesbrough came. It was a lady. And what we did it about 9:15 before the kids come in, 8:30. So I sat in the foyer of the school in Thornaby. So the Scott Thornaby's a little school. And I used to know one of the ladies who works there. She used to go to the rave. I used to have a rave club. And I did the talk and meeting. And then we stood there talking to these kids, others coming in and all that. They're only little kids, fucking 12, 13, 14-year-old kids. And the woman interviewed me before I did the talk. And the mums and that, good night, Brian, night, mums and dads who are known Thornaby. That fucking fish is swimming around my fucking stomach now. Fucking looking for something to eat, I think. Anyway, fucking, she's poisoned me. So if I die, it's her, guys. Anyway, so I'm in the school, like they said, Matt's come out. So I just, well, I can't remember his name. Shook his hand and I shook shit before the cover was on. And the thing what I got, the little bastards they are. They only give me that norovirus. Oh, fucking! I'm supposed to pick Emma up. I said, I'll come and get you tomorrow. I'm not very well. 10 days I was in bed. I was thrown up and thrown. It was fucking the worst virus I've ever had in my life. I run to the toilet, coming out my backside, coming out my nose, coming out my mouth. It was pure green coming out me. I was 10 days like that, and you're fucking dying. And you put your face on the toilet, don't you? Because it's freezing cold. It's like alcohol poisoning. You fucking alcohol poison yourself. It was like that. It was fucking horrible. It was called Nora. I remember Nora Batty. I remember the so norovirus I got. Like a higgy the street fight. You never tried to fight the street in your life. Oh, you did try by little Robbie 9.5 and then he pulled your fucking head off. Your daft cunt. Punched you fucking all over. That's that daft cunt again, tinfoil that. Like a higgy, you're not street fight, you're a crank. And you never wear the Welsh, you never wear the champion. The fight with Julian Francis, right? Julian Francis got $6,000 to take a dive. It was all fixed. There you are, you crank. And then the second one was the Liverpool, and he took a dive as well. And when you went to America, you had the 2 fights in the warehouses. They got £500 each to take a dive as well. But you only lasted about 30 seconds of fights. Absolute crank. You were orchestrated, the whole lot was. That's all it was. You were never the champ. The only champs around was, the real champs was Lenny McLean, Roy Shaw, and Norman Buckland. There's never been, and then the thingy in the North East, Gary Fairby was, but no one there. Gary Fairby have not been distributed. We never pulled the crowds what Lenny McLean could pull, and Roy Shaw there with like the big hitters, you know, like the top of the foot, like a Kevin Keegan, and he's there, or a fucking Roy Shaw. What do you call him? Roy Shaw. Can't remember his fucking name now. Keane, Roy Keane, people like David Beckham, them type of players. That's the type of league they were in. So when it came to the North East, it was nowhere near as good. So there was no money. When it was in London, obviously, this fucking London's got like 10, 11 million people. So you can make a lot of money there, where in the North East you can't. So your little towns spread out all over. And that's why it made more money down there. So they were trying to bring it to the North East to make more money. But obviously it didn't work. And that's how it just fell apart. But yeah, so just tells lies all the time. Tin Man, he's doing a book on Brian Clough. They've already done a book on Brian Clough, a brilliant book. They've already done a fucking movie on Brian Clough. I think they're doing another one. So why would they have some like Michael Sheen, a multi-million-pound fucking, you're going to get this one? Tommy fucking Briggs down the fucking road. Johnny Jenkins out of fucking Grangestown. Fucking Tommy Smith from over the border. That's all he does, use people. He uses them. Oh, I'll get you in the movie. If you do a book for me, I'll get you in the book, gets them in a book. And 90% of the people he writes about, I'm not being disrespectful, not being disrespectful to anyone, they haven't even got a name. You go and ask about 90% of these people he's written about. You go, like, say to London, say, do you know such and such and whatever? Never heard of them. If you know such and such and such, go to America, the one, never heard of them. Go to Australia, never heard of them. But they all know the fucking tax man. Because I've done my stuff's legendary, what I've done. It's all over the fucking place. 3% of Irish watch it. 1% of America, 1% of fucking Australia watch it. So we've got people from all over the world, Nova Scotia, every fucking world people watches. We've got nearly 35,000 subscribers. You've got what? You put a live on your week, you have 23, and out of that 23, Emma seen 9 of them and said, I don't watch his shite, because as soon as he opens that mouth, it just goes through me. It's like having somebody on the boards when you come in the classroom, when he came in, when they were diving, Robert Shaw and Jaws, and he goes like that, Richard Dreyfuss, and goes, scratches his hand on the board. They all go, oh, fucking hell, it goes right through it. That's what your voice does to people, especially ladies and, well, fucking hell, anyone. Just Cindy, how you love, you okay? Donna, how you love, you okay? Autistic man, Johnny Watchdogs. How you, Johnny Watchdogs? You all say son. Elliot G, my mistake. You're not allowed to make mistakes, Donna. Dublin, been there loads of times. I haven't been there. A lot of people have asked me to go to Dublin. I've been there. It's supposed to be really nice people. Yeah, so a lot of jealousy's come out the last couple of weeks because our channel's going through the roof. I've been interviewed. I'm going on a massive, maybe not next month, or the month after, I think it is. I could go on now, but I just want to get a little bit stronger. About 2 months' time, I'm going on a monster, one of the biggest in the world per podcast. Absolutely. They've got something. I'm not on about somebody with a couple 100,000, but about with millions and millions of fucking subscribers. Absolutely fucking huge. One of the biggest in the whole world it is. They want me to go on there and speak. So they asked me last year. I spoke to him for about an hour on the phone. Nice lad. He said, well, when you're ready, come down and we'll sort it. He said, no problem with that, big fella. So that was great. Lovely lad as well. But I'm not going to put it on because he'll start going, all these trying to cut tracks. I'm trying to put spokes in. So we can't advertise things until we get when it's already on. And it does he can't handle it. He just can't handle it because somebody said to me in the week, he said, just think if you went to Divvy and like Brian was right. You started all this shit, not Brian. You went in that snooker hall and you had your very first night with Brian. You had a good break. You could have had a great chance because Sean Jay will tell you. I'd have kept him all the way with me because I'm like that. I'm not. I don't get something. Get 500 quid. Pretend I've only got. You only got 200 quid. There's 100 for you, me. There's 100 for you. That night when you were in there, I paid you half of my wages of the gig, and you didn't do that. You fucking sat there, fell asleep. You talked shit all the way through the gig. Everyone's laughing at you. 2 lads want to fill you in. 5 or 6 gypsies want to fill you in. And then when you mentioned Paul Sykes, the whole place want to fill you in. He's a fucking nonce, a dirty, filthy beast. He fucking tried to rape my nephew in jail. Tried to rape my fucking cousin. They're all screaming. All the lads from Bishop Auckland. There are a lot of travellers up there. Want to kill the cunt. That's what they want to do. Can't stand the fucker. So we had to take, like I say, away, sat him down, and he drank the diazepam out of a bottle. 36 he had. And by the time he got home, he had 3. That's all he had. He stiffened them off the table and went, like that, because obviously the burn must have been probably stiffened pepper, I presume. Please press the like buttons. Carol, I love you, okay? Actually, Lee off his mother of his children, calling that lady as well. He wouldn't have fucking dared do it if Lee was alive. You're a fucking coward, you are. You're a fucking bully. You're a coward. A pure coward, you are. Torturing my wife, torturing every fucker, not just us, Marie Howard, every other woman who had cancer. He loves torturing people who were poorly and got cancer, or people in wheelchairs and things like that, because he's a fucking coward. His nose there's no comebacks then. He's a shithouse coward. But I'm winning now. I'm flying. I'm getting fitter every day. I'm getting stronger every day. My hands are getting fitter. Oh, my thing there, the tightness in my hand there, I can feel it's nice and tight there. Look, where before couldn't even open my hand properly. It's starting to open now. Look, guys, it's starting to move. Where before it was like that all the time. I would start to open, so I could make a fist, throwing punches now and everything. But I couldn't do that before. Couldn't do nothing like that. So my neck, look at my neck now. I used to like that. I couldn't move my neck, and now it's tight. Yeah, tight as it up there. There's nobody fucking past it. When you hit me on there with all the muscle tissue, that holds your neck like a shock absorber. So if your neck's dead thick, my biggest my neck was 23 inches, 23 3/4 inch, just in the 24-inch neck I had. So when somebody punches you, your neck's that big, it just moves a little bit because it's a big thick shock absorber, the thick muscle around it, and your traps are up here, so that keeps it all in. So when you get hit, your brain shakes about it, and then that's how you get knocked out. So if your head's solid and you're fighting tight like that, until the hit you, like the duff caught me, couldn't knock me out because the strength of my neck and my body weight. But that's what he said. He said I couldn't knock him out. I couldn't knock him out. So I'd give him everything I had, and I couldn't knock him out. And that was Lee telling the truth. But these fucking idiots talking shit. Would like to support autistic man. Yeah, so there's no Paul Sykes movie. I talked to Dale a couple of months ago, and he said, even if there was, we're all going to go down with cars, vans, motorbikes, everything, go beep, 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 turn lights off and on, and everything, just fucking ruin it. But it's never ever been. It's all been made up, and it's Cockerill. Somebody said Decker works for Sky. Yeah, he fucking does. He does work for Sky because his head's in the clouds with tinfoil. They just talk a load of shite. Anything you can do, they can do better, but they don't come up with the guts. Talking it and doing it is different. It's like saying, I'm going to fight you. Anyone can say that when I send a message to someone. Like talking the talk is easy, but go and have a walk on the field and then do it. You don't have to keep torturing people. You just say, listen, mate, I'll come bring you one-on-one. We'll go to such and such. Back at Tesco's where nobody can say we'll have a fight on the field there. We'll sort it out, shake hands, it's finished. But he won't do that. He'd try to bully people because that's what he does. But he doesn't just do this to me. He does this to hundreds of people because he gets a sick statistic buzz out of torturing people. He's fucking mentally deranged. Yeah, 4-day bend on the move. Well, he's on a fucking he's on what you call it, a bender. He's been on him since he was 12-year-old. He's been on heroin since he was 15. So he's been on. He's 42. So he's been on a 40-year bender. 40-year bender every single day. He's on them fucking Subutex every day. As soon as he gets out of bed, first he's like all his crutch because he's got no bottle because he's a shitbag. But his house hasn't been. They've removed him, but they've actually repossessed his house because the neighbours said they've been out and repossessed his house. He hasn't paid the mortgage, and there's been debtors there, for tumble dryers and this and that, and gas bills and all the bailiffs all been got in his house. He's run all the money up in the bills, and a couple of people at Middlesbrough said he does it everywhere he goes. He gets a safe house off the cops, gets all the stuff in, runs all the bills up, and then fucks off to another place, and then does it again. Every in the box that they call him from South Bank, I can't remember his name now. He said every 18 months or 2 years, he starts on the neighbours, upsets them, then they end up filling him in, and then he fucks off. And he's another boxing coach who bad him at his gym. John Dryden bad him out the gym. They've all bad him out the gym. He said, that was it. He said, I'm opening a gym in Stokesley and I'm going to teach the kids how to box. Well, I seen him with his son, and his son was fucking pathetic. He was going, and he said, like that, his son, like that, and like a fucking, not like that. He's going like that with his hand, and he was going to him, pushing the pad onto his hand. I went, what the fuck? So he was doing that, and he was going like that, pushing. There's the gloves here. You put your punch. He's like that. And he was going throwing the pad onto the kid's hand. And I thought, you can't box, you fucking clown. No, and you got kicked out of 3 gyms. But it's not just because you got kicked out because you couldn't box. It's because of that, causing trouble between everyone in the place. That's why his own mum and dad, brother and sister, nephews, none of them are letting him in the house because of what he does. He won't fucking shut up. Yeah, but the thing is, what we said about him and that snooker, all that proves I was telling you the truth, isn't it, from day long. How could you sit with someone like that going, and Brian Cockerill, he sat there with he must have spent at least 15 quid on clothes. He's calling me, my tops are 40, 50, 60 pound each. My hats are fucking 25 quid. My training's 150 quid. My bottom would be shorter, 25 pounds, whatever. You Adidas bottoms. And I'm sat there with like 300 pounds with 400 pounds of clothes on, and he's stood in there. He looked like he'd been in the fucking back of a skip. And he's telling me, and he's got the big pot belly with his fucking bandy legs. He stood on stage, telling them, and Brian doesn't lie. Well, Brian doesn't lie. Why am I lying now then? Because 3 years ago, I was beneficial to you, but now I'm not because I've ruined you. So you're trying to do anything you can to put me down, but it's not working. The more and more you're doing it, the more and more people coming on. The more and more people think he's a fucking, just made you look a liar getting right with the fucking school kids there in the papers. Every time you say something, I'll go out my way to make you look a fucking idiot. And I don't have to go far because you fucking, everyone just knows what you are. But you stood there, instead of getting on with your life and get a fucking job, working in your fucking trolley pusher. That is your job was a trolley pusher in Hindman's, not Hindman's, in their Aldi's. Trolley pusher in Asda and trolley pusher in their Tesco's. That's what you were. Little kids job pushing the trolleys, putting the trolleys back. In the car park, I attended in the car park in North Allen, you got the sack. You got the sack and red card working on the bins. So that's your job. Trolley pusher, pushing the trolleys. If you see him pushing the trolleys, you'll see it too. You know, he has that job because you can't stand up all fucking days knackered with all the stuff. He couldn't get a job. The other lad got a job on the stacking the shelves, so I wouldn't give him one. He pretended to me, you should do a forklift. No, he didn't. He said he used to push the fucking trolleys. Everything he tells you is lies. I was in the army, I was red berry, and fucking cuckoo land. So anyone question? Little 2.3 hours a night. Yeah, I was like that. It's like mate, fucking knackered. I couldn't sleep. I was red hot. I closed the pad for restless leg syndrome, and I I couldn't sleep, so I took another one. I fell asleep. And anyway, Eli come in, jumped on the bed with me and went to sleep with me. He's funny, that dog. He is fucking solid. His back's like that now. Fucking monstrous he is. He's such a comical little thing. And that cat, the bastard, is bullying him next door. I've scrapped him, head in his grave. getting bullied by a fucking cat. Then he plays with hedgehogs. Have you ever seen a fucking dog? He won't let Bobby pick the hedgehog, but he'll go, ugh. He won't let Bobby touch the little hedgehog. He loves every animal, even like snails and everything. You know, even though I get them and throw them over the fence because they can eat slugs and you can kill them. And he won't let you do it. He wants to play with anything that moves or crawls. But birds, the birds are running that much away from him. That's how much love he's got in him. They can tell he's not going to eat them out or kill them. So he just stands there with Scrappy. Woof, get off my fucking grass. He wouldn't let anyone Scrappy. Oof, bark on him. You fucking shit yourself when you come. And no one dare come to the house then when he was here. Scrappy. Not a soul dead, but dare cause trouble. It's a really good thing. Got a big dog. He's become a good guard dog. Like there was a car last night pulled up about 1 o'clock. He's like at the door. It reminded me of Scrappy on the back. I think he started coming like him now. It's come on for 2 now. I think it's November. It's 2 November the 17th. I think it is. Such a loving dog. Yeah, he's on a scruffy bar still. Yeah, tramp. He's a smelly bastard, and that other one, that fucking Irish one. He's what a fucking divvy he is. He's been offered out by about fucking 50 lads from Ireland and Scotland and all over the fucking place with the fucking shitbag. He's 27-year-old. 27, I'll be fucking straight now. Say 10 lads offered me out. I fight them all the same fucking night. I said, oh, then get outside. I'll fight you first. I'd fight them all in one night. Oh, fucking pussy. What a fucking pussy you are, you fucking Irish prick. And that's no disrespect the Irish people because they're lovely, but he is one fucking an embarrassment to Ireland. Smacked up every night, junkie fucking bum. Absolute junkie smackhead. Try to help him, try to get him off the shit, try to give him advice, try to look after him. Emma sent him money a few times. 10 minutes later, he's back on the brown. You could see him was wrong. I thought, I'll just give you that 20 quid to buy some fags and a bottle, a few cans with or something, straight on the fucking shit. And then we put the money towards, and a few other people give him money. We bought him trainees, best pair of trainees ever had in his fucking life. You know, he had just them cheap trainees, like 20, 30 pound trainees. So we got him some dear trainees, and then he's fucking called us, turned on us, and he thought he'll turn on us, he'll get more subscribers. It hasn't worked for him. It's all going to shit. Big fucking heart attack in the next few days for you. Believe me, you're going to have a fucking heart attack in the next few days, you daft cunt. Right, and so what you do is you get the shit and you brush it to one side and you step over it. Someone once told me, a very famous poet, Ebenezer Good. He's a good. I used to love that song. He goes on the club late, no other man should. He's a good. He's there with the days, mate. There with the days, freedom. Fucking out all fucking weekend raving. Laughing, yeah, no fucking trouble. Everyone laughing and joking. Everyone happy. Fucking great. Now it's all line of coke. I'll stab him. Fucking two joints. I'll fucking kill him. They're all fucking daft, man. None of them could fight sleep. They're going about fighting. They never do it. They talk about it. Simulated fighters. That's what they are. I'm sure you said that. Simulated talking. And they'll knock him. I'm going to knock you clear. I'm going to do this. Man. Never move from the fucking table. Only to go to the toilet or have a sandwich or have a shit. That's it. But you talk shit all night long. But that's what he does. The wind, he'll go. He had this thing like a fishing rod. Are you fishy? And what's that mean? He went, if I catch someone, I've caught them like on the bait. What do you mean catch them? He said, like I wind them up. Looked at him like, what do you mean wind them up? I don't understand what you mean. He went, I torture them all night. I'll say things about them. And I went, like your mum's an old slut and your dad's a fucking alcoholic. And I looked at him, I said, you for real? Fucking me no. Bobby looked at him. Bobby went, Bobby couldn't work it out. He just walked up the house. Bobby went in the car, sat in the car. He said, I can't listen to that shit. He said, want to torture people all night long on the internet. He said the next day, Bobby said, well, why don't you just talk to them, be nice to them and say, how you doing, mate? How's your mum, how's your dad and all that stuff. So he said, soft old Bobby. No, I'd rather talk to him. It's a good laugh. It's really funny. Bugger off trolls. We all know who likes that word, bugger, don't we? Hey? I'll just play the part. Paul said, bums me up the arse in the cells. Well, why would you say in the cells? Because that proves you knew he was doing it to kids in the cells. So you give yourself away that day. That's when I sussed him. But that night in the dough, we finished him. because there was a lot of people there, you know, in the door, and it was fucking embarrassing. It's like that in the crowd, asleep in front of about 400 people. There's about 200 people, 300 people, 200 people here, or 300. Or was it 400? I think maybe 400. But there was all the other people as well, like bar staff and all that. So there was hundreds of people in there. He's like that, asleep. In the crowd for about an hour. And he's like that, and he's doing that, drinking, a bottle of tablets. Like you get a brown bottle, or you get, you know, it clicks like a baby bottle. That noise, you can't open, you have to push down. He's like that next to Bobby. Bobby's going to him. Bobby's trying to get away from him, like pulling away from him. He's sat next to Bobby. And he's going, chewing the fucking Daisy pad. You know, like, right in front of 400 people. Not one bit bothered. So I said, I'll Catherine, he said to me, my sister said, you can't be fucking sitting with people like that. You're an ambassador to anti-drugs now. You try and get people off drugs, and he sat there in front of the whole crowd taking drugs in front of 400 odd people. And then there's about 40,000 people seeing him. And then it's the one where he's going, you fucking spacker retard. That video's gone up as well. Oh no, took that video's up. If you have a look at it, where he's calling me a spacker. Because he said I was lying about that. He said, I never said I smoked crack and weed. It's from your own fucking, have a look. You'll see Jamie Tinfoil, but put his real name in, Jamie B.O., you know what I mean. What was he saying? I can't remember the fucking thing now. Saying, I don't know what he saying. I think it's calling me or something like that. It's on there, Trap Media's Pro. And it says, I smoke crack and weed and I'll fight you. 11 a.m, Steel City Gym, Cockerill. You are one fucking retard, Cockerill. You are one crippled spacker. You are one fucking mong. You are a retard. You really stink, you Cockerill. You stupid old man. You fucking, you can't fight. You're a daft old cunt. Meet me in the gym. Well, how could I meet you in the gym when I was sat in a wheelchair on my fucking hospital bed, paralysed with the neck down? Really big, tough man, weren't you? But now I'm fucking coming back. You phoned the police on me, got me locked up, haven't you? You're a fucking horrible little dirty, low-life cunt. And threatening my wife while I was in hospital. But now I'm back. No pun intended. Now I'm back from outer space. Bang, you fucker. You shit house. Yes. The dehydration affects you by 3%. If you go to the gym, and you you're benching 100 kilos, you'll drop 3% of 100. So that's a lot, isn't it? 3%. That's how much you can be dehydrated. You need to drink, if you're a big lad, about 16 stone, 10 pints of water a day to be safe. And what it does is it flushes all your kidneys and your liver, and it keeps your skin clean and everything. But the dehydration is the main thing, especially in this weather when it's like this heat. I drink bottles of water. You don't drink it fast. Don't drink it all in one go, which is bad for you. And also, if you've got a bad head, 80% of your brain is water. So that all people go reach a tablets. You don't need tablets. What happens is your brain hasn't got enough water in. So sip half a bottle of water, then sip another half a bottle, and then about an hour your head will just dissipate, go back to normal. It's just lack of water. Water's the most, fresh air and water, the most two substances we need. You can live for months and months for water, and obviously fresh air. You can't without food. You can live for months and months, but with the fresh air, as soon as it runs out, you die. But the water, a couple of weeks or something, you're gone, dead. A couple of days, some people be gone. Yeah, it's shit. Yeah, it's shit, that Charlie. Well, loads of people like it in the old days because it was pure stuff and it was proper stuff. Now it's all cut with things like Livmasol. Livmasol was made for cows in the 1960s with cancer, and because it rocks back, they do it. The Colombians are doing it. So the Colombians will make 4 key, and they'll put another key, a Livmasol, and mix it and makes an extra key. Then it goes to Holland and they'll do the same. Then it'll go to England and it'll come in. By the time it comes here, it's been stamped all over. So it's not propagated no more, and that's why it's affecting people. And Livmasol, what it does, it's called flesh-eating disease. If you look on, you see all these black people in America who on it every day. All the skins all get eaten away because it stops your white cells from producing. So the white cells that are the ones where they come in and kill like, you know, viruses and things like that. So if your white cells aren't working, it eats your flesh away. You see the ears are hanging off and the nose and the lips and everything. in America. It's terrible. It's horrific what's going on over there. But that fentanyl's another one. My friend John Lee, his daughter died on that, and it's the Chinese who are bringing it in from, sending it over from China, and it's you only need one go of it, and you're addicted. Not like you like heroin, you might need 2, 3, 4 goes. One go that fentanyl thing's called, and you take it, and you're addicted. That's it. You can't get off it, and they've done it deliberately. Technicians, so it's like crack. You're on that. If you've got like a big pile, you'll sit and do it all in. Where if you had a big load of cannabis, you don't have so many joints, you wouldn't sit and do all the joints in. But with that, you do. But with this new fentanyl stuff, they've put something in, tweaked it. Now he said, John was telling me. So they can't stop. They need another go, and kill them. There's a place, something called the Mile something, 7 Mile or something it's called. You can see them all walking down. People dead all over the floor, or where they buy it from. On this drug he was telling me, so it's just horrific in America now. The drugs, it always has been. It's got that bad now. It's just bodies just dropping dead on the floor. Fucking horrible. It's heat at night, especially your dogs. Make sure give your dogs ice cubes. An ice cube. Let me the ice cube and cool them down, and get a towel. Put water in the towel and put it around its head and around its body, because it's nice and cool. Like if you've got like bull terriers and that, keep them up. Get suntan lotion. You know, it's really because they're burn like fuck. Seriously burn. He's burnt a little bit. He's come upstairs. His face is all red. So I better fucking put a little lotion on him and give them plenty of water and get some. If you're feeling sick, go and get some Diorolite. Diorolite puts all the vitamins. Also, it puts all the electrolytes in your body, because when you're dead hot, you drains out of you. If you have one of them Diorolites, just have half of one, and about an hour later have another half of one, and do that again the next day. About 4 hours later again. I mean, about two of them. They're about £4, but they just put your body back in. You're all over your balance. They just put the electrolytes back in, the balance in you. They're really, really good. You even take that once a week, like half of one twice a week. It's not £4 once a week now. Half of one twice a week, just to keep it in balance, especially if you train in the gym, because you burn a lot more water up and you burn a lot more energy up by training in the gym, especially when it's warm, hot. But one of the worst things you can do is put a fan in front of you. So you end up getting colds and flus and everything, because the constant fan on you is bad. So if you're going to put the fan turn to the side, put it that way, so it's like circulating the room. So you've got your window, say there, your fan over here, so it's circulating around the room. If you've got a fan just blowing your face, you end up getting your eyes infected. I think that's why my eyes got bad. With the fan on, it's just constantly on your face. It keeps your face cold, but you end up with cold, with flus and bugs and everything. Eye infections, that's what I've got. Yes, see, hope we are feeling better. I'm going to have some ice cream later, I think. I likes ice cream with his dad. He's such a funny dog. So clever. 170 key. Good. Oh, sorry about that. Tightening some shoulders. I did shoulders the other day. I did chest last night. Sorry, that's what I did. I did chest, shoulders the day before, and I did chest last night. It was really good last night on chest. Flying now. I'm not going for weight. I'm going for just to get my size back. I'm trying to pump the muscle up and get it bigger by doing sets of 25 with no rest. And that way, your fitness is, once you get your fitness up, then you can get your strength up. Get my fitness up first, then I'm going to go for the strength later on. So I can do 400 reps straight up without even stopping. Like 400, like 25 on one, 25 another, go back and forth like that. It's really good. You get a good pump, and it gets your heart and lungs pumping, and it stops you getting diabetes. Oh, 144 and 53 thumbs up. And Night Carol, somebody said, is that racing lady? See that, good night, Steve. God, it's really hot. Oh, should the case for me, that hot those. Open the girls, full of test. I never took any of that stuff from me, that trend. Too toxic. I only ever took a 2-decker, 2 test and 2 sus. That was the most I ever took. I never need any more. I got, when I went to like 8, I was just out of breath and fucking sweating like a pig. So I went down to 7. It's the same. I went down. So I started taking two tests, 1 decker, and 2 tests, 1 decker, and just 1 sustanon. That's all I took. So I was on 4 shots a week, and I was down a little bit strength, but I was fucking brilliant for fighting. When I was on like 6 mil and all that's not good for you. You get beat in a street fight because the test makes you over the water, holds in your body that much water. When you fight, it tires you out. It's like walking around with like fucking tons of water on you. So it's not good having loads of gear, especially when you're fighting. Which your steroids make you burn out dead quick with the adrenaline as well. You cannot get them giants. No. Not much going on, is there? Anyone know what's going on? Back shortly, show me open to. Ice cream. Don't say ice cream. Good do. Yeah, I like that cookie dough. It's nice. Eli loves it. It steals out my mouth. Oof. He starts doing that if you don't give him some. He does that. He looks right through you and he'll go there, look over there. He wants that. He'll look there like that and go, he wants that way. Or he just goes woof right through the fucking door. The head's like fucking, the head's like prehistoric animal. When you look at a prehistoric dinosaur, they've got fucking heads like dinosaurs. Solid fucking bone. It's that thick, about 3 inches thick of bone. Boof, hits the door just slides up. He can even jump up now with his paw, manipulate the lock, and opens the door. So we've got to keep the front door locked now. He didn't get out. He even turned the key the other week. He was on there for ages. He turned, I don't know how he fucking done it, but twice he opened the back door with the key. He's seen Scrappy do it. No, Scrappy couldn't do it with the key, but he must have realised. Obviously, when they do it once, they'll end on it. But he's doing that with his paw. His fucking paws are massive, Eli's. Big, fat, piggy paws, I call them. Big piggy trotters. Fucking huge, yeah. You've got to watch the cannibalise themselves sometimes. They eat their own feet when they get depression. They like biting themselves. Cannibalise their own feet off. Honestly, eat their own feet. They're known for it. Piggy trotters, I call them. Come on, piggy trotters. Call them all sorts. She's tormenting him there. She fucking him and her tormenting, that's why he bites them. He doesn't bite them out, he nips them. She goes out, he'll bite her. If she comes back tonight, he'll nip her ass. He bites her on the ass every time she leaves him. 20 minutes an hour, he couldn't wait, he goes mental. He goes through like, and he starts running around the house after. And you've got to nip her bum. Sometimes he hurts her. But he doesn't even know his own strength because his fucking teeth. His teeth are around that alien when it comes out, the teeth on alien. It's like that. He didn't like socks either. Fucking hates socks. He tried to pull his socks off. So you might have seen that snow on. Fucking hell, I think I'm going to pass out. 120. I think everyone's got the same. I think everyone's fell asleep. Genghis, King Kong for me. Godzilla versus King Kong. I always pick King Kong because he can box. Godzilla can't box. He's fucking useless. Just to that fucking daft noise, wags his tail about, doesn't he? King Kong, poof, 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 catches him. Godzilla. I like the 1933 version, mate. The old-fashioned one. You were a kid watching it, you would fucking shit yourself. 1933. I was watching 1931. 1930. Horror one the other night. The Old House. Charles Lawton was in it. Good, great actors. I was watching the old Frankenstein. He's alive! He's alive! Fucking loves it. Don't make films like that now. Somebody said, fucking hell. Yeah, so sorry about the bumming thing. So he gets that bumming thing. Peter Fewley said, Tinfoil's lover, from Paul Sykes. He gets that from. He said he was that disgusting. He'd even have sex with a dog. He would have sex with old men in jail, kids, anything. He'd have sex with anyone, even the dog. He said, and that's where Tinfoil copies off his lover. He's fantasy lover. Imagine saying, I want to get bummed up the arse by Paul Sykes in the cells. If there's a part in the movie, we can play that part. Stephen says, well, get out, get away from us, get in that fucking corner now. He ran in the corner out the way. I've got bigger fish to fry, ran out the building, mincing down the street. Proper fucking weirdo. I've never met a weirdo like him in my life. So I was giving them all that. I gave them all that money and all. She said, he's like, what's all going on, Emma? I'm getting pictures of Jamie. He's off his head again, isn't he? Oh, please don't tell me he's ruined it again with the drugs. Please don't tell me he's ruined it for you again. She said, this is never ending with him. She just can't, no matter what you do for him, he's a self-destructed something, she said. Self-destructs all the time. I can't remember the word. And she still got it on her phone. She said, I can only apologise. She's really, really bad. We still give him the money. And the next day, she said, oh, he's upstairs. He's really bad. He's coming off the internet for playing the sympathy, not the victim. But everyone was calling him in the place. Hundreds of people were calling him. And they said, you can come back anytime, Bobby, Manioc, Emma, and Tony Grange. But leave Sleeping Beauty at home, the manager said on the mic. Everyone started laughing like fuck. And I went to him, are you all right, guys? I said, look at that, supposed to be my backup. Fucking hell. And they all started pissing themselves laughing. He said, we your fucking backup. All the Artifoot lads and all the other ones, the short lads, said, we your backup. You don't worry, we look after you, big fella. Because I did have me up, but I was still fragile on my legs. And she said his legs are really bad. He used to go for an operation. We've got nothing to worry about here. We all love Brian. But he was going, yeah, and this, that, and the other. Give Brian the mic. You can see it now because it's on live. And he's going, yeah, I'm just wanting to tell you about him. So we all know who Brian Cockerill is. He just makes a cunt of himself. And he stood there with his big pot belly. He just looks a fucking clown. Coco, that's his name. Coco the clown. Coco the clown. Yeah, this is the man who's going to produce films in Hollywood. Fucking hell. I was living with the world, him and his fantasy mate. Fucking decker ding dong. He's in hospital. 1 minute, as soon as he gets offered out, he's always seems to be bad. Come to Middlesbrough, got battered off young Robbie. Robbie fucking annihilated when he weighs 9.5, 10 stone. Punched into a fucking pulp. Didn't even know what day it was. And he's 9 stone. So what would I have done to you, silly cunt, in my prime, at 24 stone? You couldn't even make one of the buttons, but I told you Middlesbrough got tough lads. Robbie destroyed you. Battered you to a pulp. Can you stop the fight? Stop the fight because you had a bit of blood coming out the back of your head. Fucking hell. You know, when I was in the house, we stabbed me with bars and fucking axes and machetes. Could you stop the fight? Give me a rest. Never said that. You just got to get on with it. Stop the fight. Fucking hell. Hangman audits. It's cooling down a bit, I think, now. Dee 15 on and page 3 that's gone. I'll give you a ring tomorrow, no problem there. Everyone's just here. I think we'll have a short one tonight because I think it's fucking short, isn't it? Fishing Auckland, yeah, 30% off. Yeah, we're nice lads. We're a lot of travellers up there. I used to work the doors up there. Sperrymore. And loads come to see us from there, and then all the monkey hangers, 12 lads from Hartlepool come. I think they come in a minibus. So I went to Ramsden Hall and came there as well, and I went to Newcastle and came there as well. So they followed me about. Jamie's friends, they're all about 40-odd-year-olds, 30-odd-year-old kids. Nice kids as well. All can have a fight, all tough kids from Hartlepool. It's good to be but we're going to go and see Mick next week. Like I say, Mick Sorby. Got some pictures with Richie and that and Vulture and that. I'm going to do something with them over there. So to piss this fucking little rat right off this will. What we've got lined up. Really piss him off, it will. So I live my life to fucking destroy this cunt every day. Can't stand the cunt. You know what he's done. Every time he goes to do something, like down London, it's getting stopped. Every time he goes to do something in Manchester, Birmingham, it's getting stopped. Every time he goes to do a book or something, we just send all the information to them and they pull out of it. We've had about 30 books stopped and about 20 documentaries. Everything he tries to do. And once they see him calling, like I said, he's called me a spacker, a retard, a mom, you fucking cripple, you daft old man. I hope you die of a heart attack and all this shit. I'm going to bum your wife. I'm going to bum you. Oh, it's all that. All that's there live. You can hear him saying it all. You are really a retard, you spacker, because I was in a wheelchair. So no one likes anyone getting bullied, but no one likes somebody who's been a top fighter, top of the tree, and being bullied when they're not well. It's like somebody like bullied Muhammad Ali when he was poorly, or somebody like fucking Roy Shaw, or something like Lenny McLean getting bullied when he was old and he couldn't do it no more. They think it's disgusting. So normal people are going, you fucking beast, you fucking animal. So it's destroying them because everyone's watching it now. He said, when I fight you, I'm going to beat you. I smoke crack and weed and I can still fight you. So why is that son? Why is social services not took the son off him? Why is social services or the police do your fucking job, gone in and take that child away from him because he shouldn't be there? I've told you this, he's taking heroin and coke and everything in front of that kid every day, 7 days a week. Even the fucking stepdaughters have said it as well. You can even interview them and they'll tell you them kids won't take it. That's why the father of the kids said to Shelley, they're never coming back. He was snorting cocaine at the fucking table Christmas Day in front of his own fucking kids and his own stepdaughters. And the dad paid £44 from Harrogate to take a taxi home to get him away and said, that's never again you're going back there. And they never ever went back to the house. The only time they went back was when he was in London. So he said, so on this as well, when he's down in London screaming, shouting, he's going, you've just smashed my house up. Shirley seen you pegging it down the road. Well, wait a minute. I'm in a hospital bed, right? Paralysed in my room. That night, I had 5 carers come out because they were getting me in and out of bed, clean me and all that, and fucking make me catheter on and stuff like that. I had all that stuff on. How the fuck can I run down the street with a catheter on in a hospital bed, paralysed from the neck down, which I can prove a mile away? Because when the cops come out, the interview, we talked about it. I was in my bed. I said, phone these. So they phoned the place. I went, we were around there last night. He was in bed. It was such and such. I went down. I was there an hour. She said, and actually, I had a cup of tea because Emma made me a cup of tea. And she said, do you want a cake? And I usually don't have none. She said, go on, I'll have one. So even the woman did the statement. So just makes him look a fucking cunt. So I was pegging it down the road or in a hospital bed with a catheter in and fucking tubes coming out me fucking side, all nuts and bolts in my neck, and fucking 90 fucking stitches in me and my lower back done as well. 2 titanium rods in my neck. I just had the operation about 3 weeks before it. I only came to hospital because you were torturing them. I was supposed to be in hospital 12 weeks and I was going to be they would take me in the pool and all that hydro pool and everything. You started threatening to bum Eli, kill that Scrappy and kill Scrappy and bum Emma and rape her and bring lads around as rape her and video it. And that's how myself in the hospital. I was after 3 weeks. That's why I come home early, because of you. And that proves that video what you were doing and you've been saying about me. Them videos that are up now proves he was doing that to us all along. Them videos that are up now, you can see them. You fucking retard cock. You listen to me, Cockerill. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it. Nothing happens to him. So why am I arrested for saying, if you come to my house, I'll fight fire with fire, right? You've said to that young lad, I'm coming to your house in the morning. I'm going to fucking kill you with my mate. Me and my mates come to your house. We're going to kill you. How can it be for one, tit for tat? How can it be one law for one and one for the other? You're a fucking snitch, aren't you? Placing from a little grass. I said to what someone else went, he said, didn't say he's going to do it. And he said, look at his hands. Still bad now. Still couldn't fucking do it now, even if I tried. But she said, and that's what the solicitor went, yeah, he's right. She said, he never said he was going to do it. He said, if you come, it was like the deterrent to say, keep away. In the fear. I did it in fear. July, I'm in distress. I just had my house fire bombs. I just had petrol bombs through my house, could have been killed. And bricks through the windows. Fire bombs, smoke bombs through my window. Another brick through the window. And then I got a fucking petrol bomb attacking my house. No, a homemade bomb put in my car and blew my car up. So what would any man do if he was on his own with no backup with him and his wife's petrified? You're bound to snap. So it's called it's not under duress, but it's also called the means test. What would the member of the Republic do if it was you? Well, the first thing you would say, wouldn't you? Would phone 999. So what did Emma do? She phoned 999, not once, not twice, but 3 times. She said, "Do 5 or 6 neighbours phoned 999." The firebomb just gone off. So, they never turned up. They're fucked now. Then we talked to high-ranking police officers, Emma anyway, from down the country, from the Met Office. They're dealing with it, saying it's serious now. This is really serious. Anyone phones 999, especially after the wind's going through twice, and you tell them that they're going to go through again and they don't respond, then you say, I've just had a phone call, they say going to put the windows through, and the windows go through 30 minutes later. It's like the IRA when they say, look, there's a bomb in a church at such and such. If they don't respond, somebody gets killed, they get in trouble. Well, it's the same type of thing. Obviously not as big. But when she phoned them up again, so we've been told they're going to petrol bomb the car. But it didn't petrol bomb it, they put an explosive device in and blew my car up. And then they said the next day, if you don't stop the lives, we're going to petrol bomb your house. They did that again. Petrol bomb the house. So what we're supposed to do is just sit here and just take it all in before wait till we get killed, I said to the copper. Oh, you have to phone now. I said, we did 499. My wife phoned 999 when I was in the cells. I was locked up in the cells and she was in the fucking house with Bobby on her own and the little dog. They were that frightened to stay in the house in case they come in the house. They were walking up and down the street where the cameras were and there was people could see them. Walked up and down the street, 2 o'clock in the fucking morning, petrified. And then the coppers never turned up. They're in fucking serious trouble there, I'm telling you now. Even a paedophile when they phone 999 to go to the house, no matter who it is, a murderer, a fucking mad fucking lunatic on the street, before 999 they have to respond to a 99 time. It's called an emergency phone call. They didn't respond to it. None of the neighbours, all the neighbours have phoned them, never responded. Police from next door, prison officers. These aren't just normal people we've got as witnesses. Police officers, prison wardens, a doctor, a nurse, an ambulance driver, paramedic. That's what she is. She's one of them. And her husband works in a garage. They're all top people, and they came in with it. One crank went, oh, well, listen, you fucking divvy. They did come in with the fire extinguishers. If you look on the video, I'll put it up for you again, little crank, and you can see the neighbours coming in. We're living where we live is a really, really top area. We've got a lot of money, the people. So if you have a fire extinguisher in your car, your insurance goes down. These people have them type of things, and they'll come in. You can see them putting the fire out on the live. Oh, we made that up as well now. So now we're making it up. He said, I live where I live. 10 mile I could walk, and not one person's got a fire extinguisher. Maybe you do, but you don't live in Ingleby Barwick, where there were fire extinguishers. They've got a lot of money, people up here. So they buy things like that for protection in case the house gets set alight. And that's what they did. So the police said, the fireman said, if it wasn't for the neighbours, your tank would have blew up. All this block could have been flattened. It could have been a catastrophe, said the coppers. Why don't you do your job? These people are getting terrorised for 3 years. This has been going on. I've had to put 2 letterboxes on and 3 different smoke detectors in the last 3 years. Why aren't you doing your job? He said, it's not right. So why didn't you tell? How could you get here before us, he said. when we're in a big, massive, I don't know how many tons of water, whatever, got water in it, but the whole fucking huge, you know that. A big dense vehicle, don't know me fucking ton that way, fucking hell. And then they're in an X5, souped up the fucked up with the 150 mile an hour. The dense vehicles get here before the fucking police. I went, how could you get here after us when you're in a fucking 150 mile an hour car? That was the chief inspector of the chief of police, that's chief of the fire brigade. How could you get here before us when there's a full 8 of us in there, all the water in there, and two big dense vehicles get here before you? But it's the same distance roughly, and you're in a 150 mile an hour car. But brilliant, so I've got that as well. They've put statements in for us. And then the other cop come and he went, it hasn't come from me this. He said, but I'll tell you what, he said, we're in serious trouble. He said, what, the people have done me out. He went, you're there in serious trouble. Yeah, so these are in serious trouble, the police. I said, why? But it hasn't come from me. He said, but the last 2 times you've been in, when tinfoil's grassed you up, 3 times you had to go in actually, but the last 2 times you've gone and you were in a wheelchair with your sister, and it's in the computer, very vulnerable man, Brian Cockerill, and put my address on. So if I'm very vulnerable, why have they came here with all the guns and everything, all the other stuff? They haven't looked at the computer, and they come twice like that for us. So they're in serious trouble. They broke all the protocols. What they're supposed to do, they're supposed to check on the computer, he said, to see what type of person you are, like say you're known for firearms and shit like that, or known for violence or drugs or whatever. They look at that, but then they'll say, oh, very vulnerable. If you're vulnerable, they would say, look, can you come? When you said to them, I can't get in the van, they should have accepted that and said, right, we'll have to get a doctor out, put you back in the house. Or, just like you said, there was a little vehicle on the front where I could have just sat down in it and sat in it and got took to the police station. They put me in, they forced me to get in the back of a van and walk on a plank of wood because I couldn't bend down because of the injuries. It made me walk in the back, and then went over every speed bump. I was like doing that, knowing all these fucking metals in my neck, and I took my shirt off, showed me, went, oh, that looks nasty. And then went over all the speed bumps like clever cunts, just bastards, horrible bastards. But the thing is, they can't get away with it because everything in there was all the body cameras on. So everything they've done, can I go to the toilet? No, you can't. He refused me to go to the toilet for over 2 hours. 2 hours to go to the toilet, which is like unhumane, even under the fucking Geneva Convention, which was in the war, right? They broke all the protocol with that. Prisoner has the rights. You have the right to go to the toilet. Oh, you've already been. I said, yeah, I couldn't go. I've got a prostate problem. I'm on tamoxifen tablets where I've got an enlarged prostate. I said, sit 5 minutes and pee for like 2 or 3 minutes, and I could sit on the toilet 20 minutes, it might not pee. I said, I couldn't pee. I said, couldn't pee because you all stood at the door, and I'm fucking, what's going on? Anyway, I thought they'd come for us. I thought, I'll just go to bed now. So I took a tablet, went to bed. And then he had them come up. Said, Brian, come have a word? Yes, he said, you're under arrest for threats towards Jamie Tinfoil and his wife. Never mentioned the son. So all that shite about I was arrested for the son, never ever mentioned him. Never mentioned him. In fact, I've got the fucking statement there. He just lies and lies and lies. But the great thing is, when he goes in front of a jury, all this, it's fucking going to be brilliant. I don't think I'll even go to court. I think I'll just do a massive payout we'll get. I'm going to sue the cunts as much as I can. And then I'm going to have him done for perverting the course of justice. And that's what the solicitor's going to go for. Perverting the course of justice. Because when you tell a lie to the police and it's not real, it's perverting the course of justice. You're looking at 6 years for it, 6 to 10 years. Because you've lied to get these people jailed and you've made the lies up, because it's not the first time he's done it. It's 16 times I've been pulled in. 16 times I've had to go in. 13 times I've had to go to the police station. They've been to my house and multiple times. So 16 times they've been to my house and I've gone to the police stations over a period of 4 years. And every single time, no further action within 5-10 minutes. But this one's been kept on. Obviously, they're leaving this on because what they're doing here, says they're leaving it released under investigation because they know you've got them by the balls. So they think now in time we'll just leave it. So if it takes 10 years, I'm still taking you to court. You're fucking horrible cunt, you know. Horrible cunt. I wasn't bothered about me. It was my wife I was bothered about. So there. So and then he said, Tinfoil said, oh, never this. It says on here, not to make any threats towards any person, be it satellite grounds, committing an offence whilst in bail, interfering with the course of justice, which is offences to protection witnesses, not to contact that directly or indirectly third parties whatsoever. Now he said his wife, my wife has the right to go to the police. She's a normal woman. She works for the Citizen Advice Bureau. She has the right. Well, she does. Well, my wife has the right. But you said you never made a statement. But only it says not to contact directly or indirectly by third parties any of these any means whatsoever. Jamie Boyle or Shirley Boyle. Now, just to let you be specifically sure, I'm not bullshitting you. I'll let you see it. He's trying to say he hasn't made a statement. Hold on, guys. Where's that? There he is there. Let's put a little bit of tape thing on that. You can see this one here. You can see the fucking grass in front of my highway. There he is. Shirley. Right. See this? It's just there, look, right at the very bottom. Hold on. Get that. You see that, guys? See there? Jamie there. See there right in there? Jamie Boyle or Shirley Boyle. But he never made the statement. Jamie Boyle or Shirley Boyle, not to directly contact them, indirectly contact them. There's the names on the statement. So that is there. There's the bill. There's my bail sheet. Offences, bail. So it doesn't mention the son. So why would they say? Why is he telling everyone I threatened his son when it doesn't mention the son? So you know why? Trying to make me look a wrong one. Same as like, oh, he's a paedophile, you know, he rapes kids. He hasn't been in school at the time, but why is it in the newspapers then? You were in the school with me. You were in the school and you went, does anyone know Dr. Buggles or something? He said, it's the funniest man in the world. And the kids all went, no, I've never heard of him. And then he went, does anyone know Paul Sykes? Ever went like that? No, the teachers looked at us, they all knew it. We're doing stop. She had to stop and going, oh, was anyone who went? Emily had clever show. Is anyone? She sat over that way. I was here and he was next to me. So we sat here. And he went, does anyone know Paul Sykes? Ever went like that? The teachers were looking because they knew where he was. And then I said, does anyone know Brian Cockerill? They went, yeah. No, I've changed it around. And Emma said, anyone do you want to know any? When he asked me about what was like being shot and what was legal for you like, what was this? And we were there for about an hour and a half, maybe talking. And we had a half hour rest. So we went back on for another half an hour. So the kids fucking loved it. I was saying, don't be a mule. I said, what's a mule? I said, a mule's a person who runs about with drugs for someone over county lines. Don't go over county lines. So you might get £50 and you're doing great. I've got 50 quid because you're only 14, 13. And you make that. They're making £5,000. You get caught, you're the one going to jail. You're over 10. If you're over 10 years old, you can go to jail now. So you'll be in a room offender zone for maybe 4 or 5 years while they're making thousands of pounds. And they'll say, fuck you, you're no good to me. Get somebody else. Because you're only good to them because you're beneficial to them. But if you get caught, they just bin you. They won't come and see you in jail. They promise you they'll look after your mum and everything. Take, do this for us, do that. But they don't. They're just the con men. So don't be mules. So the kids went, I'm not going to be a mule no more, miss. Like Brian Cockerill said, I'm not going to be. I've been doing that, getting 20 quid off people for dropping stuff off. Then another kid came up to me and I said, look, one of the best jobs is in the army. And teacher phoned 3 days later. I said, two of them who were 15 are both going to go and sign in the army. So that was fucking just the power of me and Emma being there and just that little bit of courage. And then the other one said, I'm never touching drugs. She said he stopped drugs now for 2 days. I don't know if it's still off them. And then I went to get a tyre bust. So 100 and fucking odd quid it was for a tyre. So I go to the garage. So Maniac took me the back of Bowsfield way. So I goes round there. And the lads come out and put the tyre on. I went to go and pay them the money. You know, your money's no good. I said, why, what's the matter? I thought he didn't like me or something. I've had a fight with one of these relations or something. But no, he's going to just tell you a story. Have you got 5 minutes? Of course he had. He said, my son was at school and he stabbed a lad in the leg with a knife or a fork. I don't know if it was a fork, maybe a fork. Stabbed him in the leg. He got bad out of school. So I've got that documentary where you're talking about get yourself up, don't go out and get in trouble and get yourself a job and all that. So he watched it about 10 times. He got obsessed with it. He got in the gym, he's training. He's put about 3 stone of weight on. He's at college and he's just won Student of the Year in Hartlepool because of that little video, that video you made on one of the shows. I can't remember which one it was. He said that video you made, he's now become scholarship, the best scholar in the whole of the Hartlepool College. He won an award just for watching that, and I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. He said it wasn't for you, but son was down the wrong path. Watching that bit of documentary, when he starts going a bit funny, he'll watch it again. So that little bit of stuff does what you're doing is amazing. He said, so just keep doing what you're doing. I'm proud of you. He said, nah, there's no price for the tie you can have it for nothing. It's what you've done for me. You've saved my life, my life's son, and our life. So I can't thank you enough. I thought, what a nice thing you come away like that, dead buzzing away driving. I can believe that. So yeah, massive thing you've done because you told that little story there. It touched home, like, you know, when you strike one time and you hit the bat and you strike. So it's straight away. He changed his life around and trains in the gym and everything. So marvellous story. But this is the person who doesn't go in the schools. This is the person who doesn't do these things from that daft cunt. The thing what annoys you is he already knows because he was in the school with me. He was there at one of the schools. He was at the one in Thornaby where the radio station came out and videoed me in the foyer. There's a little foyer in the school you can sit down. Like a little desk thing. You can sit there waiting before you go in. If you'd be there and it went on the radio, it was about 9 o'clock in the afternoon it went on. And I think it went back on about 2 o'clock. They put it on twice. So it was that good. But you said we're going to put it out twice. So they put it at 9 o'clock in the morning and they put it out 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It was just Teesside. It's either TFM or BBC or some fucking Cleveland or something. It was a woman who did it. But it was nice when it tell people. Loads of people come on. She said, well done, Brian, changing your life around. Well done, helping people. Really good, brilliant thing. He's going, yeah, he's just so good for the community. He's such a lovely lad. He's such a nice man. He helps everyone. Me and my wife love him, he said. All the kids love him. Everywhere you go, people want to take pictures of him. He's a legend in the area, and he was the biggest name ever. But he never was a bully, and he never saying like normal people. He said he would never hurt them, just gangsters and villains and drug dealers. But I can't paper over the craft because he has done some bad things, but he's done a lot more good than bad. But me and my wife love him. We think he's great. We think he's just like a big teddy bear. So why you call me all these names now? Because I've outed you, because you wouldn't pay me. Like a businessman, I took you to court. I could have you took away and never been seen again. But I didn't do it because it changed my life around. So you use my Christian beliefs against me so you could get away with it. That's what you've done. But I've learned now. I know but everything I've come out tonight with the school kids, with the letters about, there's no 15-year-old kid threatened. Never ever was. It's all lies made up to try and make me proud. How can I run down the street, smash your windows, sprint down to a car and drive a car? I couldn't even fucking sit in a car. I had to be took my sister's car. They had to put the seats back, lay back when I went to the police station because you grasped me up again saying I threatened you. I had to go in again. I went, I haven't threatened him at all. Oh, you said his books are shit. I said, what am I here for? Is that it? He went, yeah, 4 things. And you said he can't write. I really can't. And he said, oh, I'm taking the court. He's robbed me. Well, I said, I'll bring the letter if you want the letter. I've got the letter. He said, no, I don't need it. He said, my sergeant just said, it's not a thing. They're malicious. You can't charge them none of that. It's absolute garbage. So let them go. So let us go in 10 minutes. Emma was in 20 minutes. They said, what I've read off Emma's stuff, if I was you and Emma, I'll go straight over here and put 101 and have him charged. Because what he's done to you over there is he's looking at 4, 5, 6 year jail sentence for that. Sending people to your house to burn your house down. Sending people to your house with your name and address. Sending people to your house to have a fight with you. Offer him out and have a fight. And then they'll be shitting themselves. I've got 2 lads to phone them. So the lad said, well, why would they be shitting themselves? Because I've got the lads to threaten to burn their house down. So we've got that. They've got about 5 times where you've threatened to burn the house down. You've actually done it. And they still haven't done nothing. Well, he won't be at Ben. He's in London. So I said to Emma, he won't be at Ben. I'm from London, but he's not in London now, is he? flipping little divvies, little smackheads, because he's little smackhead friends. Hey guys, I'm going to shoot. I'm absolutely fucking knackered. I've done that around 40 minutes. I didn't think I'd be doing that long. Just going to have a rest. See Eli. So I don't know about you. I'm going to get the windows open upstairs. Have a nice rest. Right, guys. I'll see you soon tomorrow. And thanks very much. Just a quick internet. I'm top shattered. I don't know about you. So I can feel the heat just pouring off me. Don't forget to push the like buttons. I did over 3 hours last night. After that.